Family of a man killed in a crash on Highway 285 this summer. Feels like they didn't get justice. Thanks for watching. I'm Alexandra Lewis.
And I'm Tom Green. A judge sentenced that truck driver to 1 year behind bars after pleading guilty to a misdemeanor. Prosecutors say Ignacio Cruz Mendoza was speeding and didn't have a valid commercial driver's license when he hit and killed Scott Miller in June.
9 News crime and justice reporter Kelly Rinke was in the courtroom today. Kelly, we heard from the family and a bit more about what led up to the initial crash.
Hey guys, for such a serious case, Ignacio Cruz Mendoza only faced misdemeanor charges. A district attorney told the judge today that at the time that they filed this case, they only had enough evidence to support misdemeanor counts. The DA's office says that CSP didn't give them the information they needed to support felony counts, and by the time they got some more information, it was too late. Cruz Mendoza had already pleaded guilty to those misdemeanor charges. He was sitting in a chair this afternoon in court waiting for his sentencing, appearing to show little to no emotion as he heard victims speak. His truck carried more than 40,000 pounds of steel pipes. Those pipes crushed Scott Miller, killing him. 3 other people were hurt. Prosecutors today said Cruz Mendoza was out of gear and potentially missed a shift going down the grade. He didn't have a valid commercial driver's license. The court called this truck a missile. This is a case Scott Miller's wife believes deserves more than 1 year behind bars.
I think it's wrong. I thought that the police department and the DAs were supposed to be working together for a common goal, and it seems like they're not working together. They don't even want to help my lawyer. My lawyer's constantly trying to get information. How are we supposed to get justice? How are we supposed to take care of crimes and put criminals behind bars if people aren't going to work together to fix the problem?
The DA's office said they couldn't comment any further about this case because of an ongoing investigation into the trucking company. Cruz Mendoza was in the country without proper documentation, and this afternoon his defense attorney suggested that he could be deported before he fulfills that full 1 year sentence. In Jefferson County, I'm Kelly Rinke, 9 News.
All right, Kelly, thanks. We'll have more on this coming up on 9 News at 5 o'clock.
Right now, if you're hitting the road, you certainly won't be alone. It is Labor Day weekend, and so many cars are heading out of town right now. Giving you a live look, this is I-70 westbound near Genesee Park. Lanes are kind of crawling as people are trying to make it west. CDOT is suspending all construction projects to reduce delays this weekend. The airport is also a hopping place. Look at TSA right now. DIA is expecting to set new records for the amount of travelers this weekend. They're estimating more than 440,000 people to be hitting the skies. The airport was pretty busy this morning. Wasn't terrible. According to FlightAware, we checked, delays have only been minimal. So far, about 230 today. So busy, busy.
When you said the airport was hopping, I thought, it sounds like a cool place to be.
It's a hopping place.
Yeah. It's not
TSA
really.
lines look like a party, right, Kathy?
Not great. So the best part of all this, the travel's tough, but the weather's great.
I know. I mean, the one thing that's going right, Mother Nature is really cooperating with plans that you have by land, by air. We can't really say by sea since we're a landlocked state, but I think a lot of us are thinking about the beach. We have blue skies, a beautiful day, although why would you want to leave Colorado when we have a weather forecast like this? A beautiful late summer day with 86 in Denver, 76 in Colorado Springs, the warm air out across the western slope with Grand Junction at 92. Average high for the date is 85, the record 98. We're already 86, and we started cool. The low this morning at DIA was only 50. Now we're watching the winds are picking up a bit out of the southeast, and the wind will be a factor over the holiday weekend. It will also serve to increase fire danger, something we'll be talking about between Saturday and Monday. So we all have to be very careful. It's going to be warm and dry tomorrow and Sunday and Monday, and any storms that we do see develop like these that we're seeing along the Colorado-New Mexico line are going to be high-based with wind and lightning and not that beneficial rain that we'd love to see. So not much to show you on the radar this afternoon, which is great news if you're driving, you're hiking, you're biking, you don't have that threat of lightning unless you're outside of Alamosa, Walsenburg, or Trinidad this evening. Temperatures in the mid-80s now, dropping into the mid-70s by 9 o'clock. Coming up, we'll have the timing and impact of this dominant high-pressure ridge and what that means for your outdoor weekend plans for the holiday. That's coming up.
A Republican activist who talked about using Latinos as target practice has claimed responsibility for those racist signs posted at his bus stop this week.
There were 7 of those signs screwed into RTD poles along Colfax at Nome, Yosemite, Oneida, Colorado, and Garfield. I want to warn you, the signs, they're hateful and disturbing. And 9 News reporter Lauren Scafidi now updating the police investigation as well as a rally this morning to stand against hate. Lauren?
The man known as Sabo says Denver police have contacted him. Police are investigating this as a bias-motivated crime. Police say they have strong leads. Meanwhile, today, advocates from the Colorado Immigrant Rights Coalition and the NAACP held a rally to stand up to hate.
I think a very emotional subject. I think that people that are expressing hate in our community is something that we should all be emotional about.
It was a heavy morning at Colfax and Garfield.
When we get calls to our office, we will respond.
The same intersection where at least one of these signs was hung just a day before. Olivia Hunt was one of the first to notice it.
I just wanted the sign to be down because it's very dehumanizing.
Denver Police Chief Ron Thomas says DPD has strong leads for who's responsible.
We do have a video that is going to be helpful for us identifying a suspect, yes.
But DPD did not share much more about who that could be.
Again, I'm not going to talk about whether or not we have a suspect that's positively identified.
A street artist with a company P.O. box in Aurora is taking credit. His name is Sabo, a Republican activist with a history of racist online posts. He posted pictures with the signs on Facebook. He told 9 News DPD contacted him. DPD says they're looking into it.
And part of the package of leads that we're following up on.
DPD is investigating this as a bias-motivated crime. At the very least, there could be city charges for posting the signs.
It is illegal to post signs on public or private property. This is not the city that we moved to. This is not the city that we grew up in. This is not the city that we live in. And this is not the city that we're going to accept.
Sabo also admitted to posting the signs in Chicago, although Denver Police Chief Ron Thomas doesn't believe that there's any connection there. Live in the studio, Lauren Scafidi, 9 News.
All right, Lauren, thanks for the update. We turn now to United Airlines flight attendants. They're not the only employees fighting for better pay right now. Airplane
maintenance and mechanics held a rally at DIA this morning to spread word about their negotiations. There are 900 technicians who are waiting for a new contract. Union leaders say they've been negotiating with United, but that talks have stalled. So they rallied in front of passengers on one of the busiest travel days of the year.
We just want to let the public know that we're going into a contract negotiation. All we want is fairness, equality, and I'm not going to lie, we want paid well. We're number one in the industry. We should be paid like it.
Union members also want better health care coverage and for United to stop outsourcing fleet maintenance to foreign repair stations. They claim that puts United workers and everyday passengers at risk.